Hello again and welcome into the channel, Paramay Trades. This is Paramay's Trade Journal. This is my video speculating journal, online YouTube edition. So we're going to take a look at corn, the XC futures, commitment of traders, commercial interest, price action, and some pivots. The date is Saturday, the 18th of April. And we're going to look at the chart for the upcoming week. So we broke down a little bit of the market, commitment of traders, commercial interest, your large hedgers for a couple of the different markets this week. But before we got into grains, before we did the full report, I wanted to get into corn here. Definitely wanted to get into corn for one reason. It's extremely bullish by commercial interest, both on the 6-month index and on the 3-year index. So this is looking pretty sharp for a play this week. I thought, well, I want to play the Mexican peso. I'd like to play gold this week, but I definitely like to get my hands on corn. Absolutely. So let's see if we can find the best looking chart that we can find with corn. Well, looks like we got two symbols to work with too here, but setting new net high positions this week, and I think they had the previous week too. So this is looking real strong from a commercial interest standpoint on 6-month index and 3-year index. So coming off that mid-range, not a lot of aggressive buying going on, but definitely over the last 2 months it seems commercial interest is very, very positive, holding a very positive outlook on corn. So let's see if we can find a good chart. So that's the mini, but let's look at the let's look at this chart. This one looks a little better. So just to recap here, anything over 80% is considered, at least by index terms and commercial interest, to be extremely positive. 100 is exceptionally positive. So we got to pay attention to it. We got to take a look. And here's the reason why we do. Here's the reason why we think that following commercial interest is in our best interest ourselves. So just looking at this value range, this top within the last year, a couple of things that really interest us with the 4 indicators that we have working is when comps are getting bearish, which is under 20%, when open interest is relatively high, we have a little bit of overbought territory going on in here, and market sentiment is blazing, is on the rise. This is a good recipe for a short sell. So we think short when the market sentiment is extremely high. It's time to get out of the pool. We're up in really strong overbought territory on corn. It was blazing, but back here, we kind of going back through the chart just to see when we're at extremes with commercial interest, if we can get aligned on the right side of the trade. So this was a really good recipe to get out and to take note that this was more likely a top going on in here. Damn near double top. We had a strong push away from this area, so we got a nice tail working, and combined with this, so we look at the price action on the chart and combined with commercial interest, we think this is a good opportunity to get into a short, especially with another strong candle rejection from this area at 1465, or just about 1465. So where does that leave us now? So for the first time in almost a year, a 3-year index back here on corn looking really, really good. WPR in the oversold territory, market sentiment relatively low, open interest is relatively low or diminishing back here, and comms are bullish, and we had some price action to the upside. So knowing that this is kind of our recipe here, we've got a similar scenario playing out on the 6-month index and the 3-year index. We're up over 80%, so extremely bullish. Relatively lower diminishing open interest, WPR in the oversold range, and market sentiment really low. This is, I think, a very strong case for some upside move here. To go up and re-challenge some levels. I mean, this is the most bullish we've seen corn from commercial interest in the past year. And this was our lowest value previously, and we're quite a bit below that presently. So I think this is a bullish chart. I'd like to get my hands on some corn this week, or within the next few weeks, and play this. I don't care how many contracts you take, but I don't think you can go wrong with this recipe, as we've seen on countless other charts that we've looked at. So let's just pull up our number 2 chart and take a look at what's going on with corn to see if we can find anything here that might give us some kind of indication that this thing's getting ready to turn around. Oh boy, can we find a channel to work with here that might assist us? Always a good. So if we establish, some kind of downtrend channel, well, so can we get a better downtrend channel to work with? Boy, I don't like to go back this far with the channel just because of the angle that it gives. And is that a nice point of control? Not the best. This is definitely not the best point of control, and this is why I don't like to go back too far because of the angle. I like to get it just about where all the shooting started, which is right about here. So I would like that to be our second point of contact. Boy, and that looks point of control looks a little bit better here in the downtrend channel. We broke out just slightly, but we still continued down. Boy, maybe we have to go back further. We need something to work with here. Yeah, that's gonna do. That looks like a better point of control using these three pivots. Oh yeah. Okay, this looks great. This looks really good. So we've established that we've got our zero coefficient here, and we've used these 2 pivots to work with, and then we get the reaction from the low to the swing high, and now we're in business. So now we've got a nice point of control to work with, and we've only, we were able to identify this channel quite quickly, just based on these 3 pivots. So from swing high to swing low to swing high, and then establishing a nice point of control. It looks really, really good. Price is pushing away from here considerably. Quite a battle going on here. And now where can we find ourselves in this trade? Where can we establish some range trading to work with, where the brunt of the trading is going on? And that looks pretty good for a value high and a value low area. And this lines up right with that previous marker that we had. So we're going to use this as a value high, and we're going to use this as a value low from the 1-hour chart. Can you use the 2 or the 4-hour or any other time frames? Absolutely. Boy, I am liking this chart right now. Strong downtrend. As always, whenever we travel outside the 1.25 or the 1.0 coefficient, always good opportunities to be a buyer when we're in excess here. So, did we spend a lot of time down here? And the answer is no. Looks like we pushed away quite quickly. So, better opportunities to be a buyer down here for a nice scalp play. Quite a bit of confluence happening on the 1.0 and just about the point of control. So, again, better buying opportunities towards the lower end of this value for a scalp play. But strong downtrend, considerable rejection, quite consistently on the point of control. Always a good, always, with this repetitive look, always not a bad idea to be a seller in here because it looks like we're just bouncing between this channel at this point. So better opportunities for the scalp play down below the 1.0 and close to the 1.25 coefficient, and still some work being done on the point of control. I can't quite hold it. So what are we looking for in the upcoming weeks? We need to break this channel. We need to get out of this channel. And is this thing giving any kind of indication that this is bottoming out just yet? We do seem to be finding a temporary support on the other side of the point of control. So is this, we can get some shift going on here. Get some build up. And maybe a break higher. So we need to get back up into this value area and then find support along the 0 coefficient, and that's going to even wait that long to be a buyer down here with comms as bullish as they are. What do we see here? What do we have? Well, I'd like to see something. I'd like to see a break back up into this value range and some support. So I think this is, we spent some time down here. We didn't push out of here very quickly. There's quite a bit of trading from Wednesday to, so better part of about half a week down here. But do you wait to be a buyer with value as low as it is, trading underneath the low value range? I want to see a pop back up into this and then find some support, and maybe this thing can take off. So we really need to bust back up into this range. Break the 0 coefficient. Quite possibly find some support down here before we get off to the races. I think I like this. I like this as maybe a double bottom type look going on here. I mean, not quite. Not quite. We did not push lower. I like that. I just don't have a strong swing to work with. Can we get another time frame in here? Trying to find support on that point of control. A strong downtrend, but we got to see something from corn. I'd like to see this bottoming right out. And whenever I get a little bit doubtful, I look at these 4 indicators and I say, this could be worth the hold here. It's just such a strong move by commercial interests to increase their net long positions here. I like this. I'd like to see it break back up and a move higher. Yeah, WPR on the daily, relatively low, so low in the oversold territory. We got to think that this is going to break higher. I like the chart. I'm going to watch it this week, and I am most certainly going to think about trading it this week. If this thing can show a little bit of strength, I think this can come up and challenge some of these some lost levels. That's what I can say about corn. I think it's a great opportunity because so much selling has been going on. If it wants to continue a little bit lower, even better opportunities to be a buyer down here. But I would watch for, a base and a breakup, and then I'm going to be a buyer. So I'm going to be watching this one this week and into the next week to see what we can get on corn. So hopefully this is showing. It's going to start to show some strength over the point of control, and we're gonna trek higher. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. As always, we'll be looking at the COT report, breaking down the markets. So a couple of the videos already released. You're more than welcome to them. And we've got a Discord group, community chat group. So if you want to pop in and talk about the charts, talk COT, methodology, approach, whatever it is, I post my trades there, and you're more than welcome to come in. So until the next time, I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade. We'll see you again on the next video. Thank you.